Shi. Great. Furudashi. Welcome back, Karate Connection MMA and Team High Stand students. Great to see you back. 5-4, so you know what today is? May the 4th be with you. We're going to show you some cool stuff today. I'm going to show you how to do a block, how to relate it to a samurai sword or a lightsaber, your choice. You don't need to have a lightsaber on your samurai sword. You can use a magazine, you could just use your imagination and use your hands. But I'm going to show you how we take our blocks, our strikes, and we incorporate them with a weapon. Because you got to remember, karate means what? Empty hands. So all it is taking those empty hands and applying a weapon to it. For instance, a sword, a lightsaber. I know you always carry your lightsabers around. I know one of the students who's an adult here, actually we found his bag one time here and he accidentally took someone else's bag. And the reason we knew it was his bag was because guess what he had in there? A lightsaber. And hopefully you're watching because it's a great story and I know you guys think it's funny and everything, so that's really cool. So we're going to have a little fun with this and again teach you how to do your karate movements. Simplest thing is high block, punching, down blocks, and apply it to, say, a samurai sword or a lightsaber. So we're going to show you how to do that and have a little fun with it. And keep it real, okay? And what we mean by real is to show you that the stuff we do here is not just fluff. It has practical application. If you understand what a kata is an imaginary fight done perfectly. And someone says, well, kata's stupid. Well, if you like judo, they got kata in judo, okay? And our katas have self-defense in it, kicking, punching, blocking, just like you think. Also has grappling moves in it too, which is really neat. So understanding that the stuff that we do is just not there. The problem is we don't have a partner. So as we're training together right now, you have to use your imagination and say, hey, great, how do I apply this? How will this work for me? And that's neat. So for instance, if you're gonna do a high block, everybody says, oh, okay, it's useless, it doesn't work for anything. It actually has many applications, self-defense and also how do I use it with a sword even, okay? That same motion. Or how do I use that lightsaber because it's May the 4th, if you know what I mean. A lot of the stuff they used in Star Wars came from martial artists. It's so neat that people don't realize that a lot of the stuff you see on TV is mainstream martial arts. It comes from karate, taekwondo, MMA, jiu-jitsu. You guys ever watch John Wick? There you go. There's karate in there, there's judo, there's sambo, there's BJJ, there's all kinds of cool stuff in there, which makes it really neat. Keanu Reeves actually studies jiu-jitsu, which is awesome too. People don't realize that. But he did a lot of his own stunts in that, a lot of the movements. So there's mainstream movies. It's in there. A really cool one, this is an older one, Sherlock Holmes movie with Robert Downey Jr. I think it's the second one. The first scene of that, there's a lot of martial arts in there. There's Filipino fighting sticks, all kinds of cool stuff in there. And he kind of did it slow motion, talked about it, then he did it real fast in the scene, which was really cool. So I'm going to get you warmed up just real light here. Hi to everybody out there. Good to see everybody. Good to see you. Right? And get you moving and grooving a little bit. Have some fun with this. And just take it light this week. You know what? Let's keep positive. Stay strong. If you don't like Star Wars, no big deal. I'll relate it back to samurai swords because it comes from there. I know Darth Maul, martial artist out of Colorado. Longbow, that's what he was doing. Some of the other techniques are samurai techniques, some are fencing. It's really cool how everything just streams in there. So, you know, a lot of people say, oh, that's fluff, that doesn't work. There's practical application in almost everything if taught correctly and understood right. A lot of people don't think it makes any sense. I can show you how it works and I can tell you if it's fluff. There's fluff in everything. I grapple, a lot of you guys know that, which is cool. I've grappled for a lot of years. And there's grappling moves that we call fluff too. And you learn them and you're like, I never do those. Because they're fluff. You know, karate, same thing, there's fluff moves. Kickboxing, there's fluff moves. There's certain moves you just don't do because they're not gonna work. But you learn them. Why? Because it's part of the training. So let me get you started up with a light warm up. We're gonna do stretching. And then I'm gonna pop into how basics work. And then I'm also gonna do what we call non-partner self-defense. And that's doing sequence movements of imagining things of somebody attacking you, front choke, headlock, so forth. Bear hug, all that other stuff too, okay? We aren't gonna do any takedowns with our self-defense today, just because I know you're at home doing this, and the last thing I want to do is see you break an end table hurt your foot, hurt your head, hit a TV. So I want to be cautious on what I show you for our self-defense. Some of our self-defense do have takedowns, throws and so forth, arm locks, chokes, all that cool stuff. But I don't want to do that on video with no partner just because you won't see it as easy. And also, I don't want you to break anything at home. All right, enough me talking. All right, let's enjoy this and have some fun. Ready? 20 jumping jacks, go. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Ruk, sish, hash, ku, ju, juich, jini, san, si, go. Ruk, sish, hash, ku, ni, ju. Fast knee strikes, come on. Fast knee strikes, come on. Just getting your heart rate up, switch. All we're trying to do is heat the body up here. All right, big muscle, squat, 2 punches. Squats and punch. Remember, if it hurts, don't go as low. If you need to take a break, catch your breath. There you go, keep it going. Nice. Okay, skiers, hop side to side. Hop side to side. My feet are together. Modification, step, step, step. If you have bad knees, I know the feeling. Okay, step side to side. If you're good to go, let's rock and roll, move it. Good, run up 2 steps, run back. Up 2, back. I'm doing step, step, back. Step forward, step back. That's it, good. Come on. Speed, let's get that body warm, come on. Let's go, come on people, have some fun. May the 4th be with you. Having fun with that. And good job, just enough to warm you up. Throw your arms out. And other direction. And slap your back. We're not going to do a lot of high impact stuff today, so I didn't really need to put a ton of stretching and warm up in here, okay? Just enough to get us moving. Other side. Good. Have a seat. One leg out, one leg in. Stretch down. So a little count. 10. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sish, hash, ku, ju. Switch. Stretch it down. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sish, hash, ku, ju. Nice. Butterfly. All right. Real quick, if any of my students are watching, if not, you might be watching later. Don't forget 2 different number changes depending on how you say it and where you say it and how you use it. 4 is usually she or yan. Yan or she, okay? 7 is sishi or nana in Japanese. Sishi or nana. Okay? That's it. Work it down. Legs out straight. Nice. Shake your legs out. Like I said, I was going for a light warm up, a light stretch. Okay, I'm going to take a traditional move that we've learned from day 1, and then I'm going to show you how to apply it using a sword, lightsaber, depending on how you want to have fun with this. You can use a magazine, or you can just use your imagination with your hands. Now, a lot of times in high blocks, age uki, just in case you want to know the word for your vocabulary, or age uki, depending on how you say it. The high block is also used in self-defense. If somebody came up behind us and try to grab us. So if I'm standing like this and they come up and grab like this, as soon as they grab, I would step and do my high block. I'm pushing the hands off me and elbows coming back. Just to let you know, that's a self-defense application to that high block. Okay? Also, it's to block a technique coming at our head. But again, that's a self-defense. Now, how do we take that move and apply it to, say, the samurai sword or a lightsaber? Trying to have fun this week because it is Star Wars week. May the 4th be with you, if you understand. So, but I want to also relate it to the samurai sword too, because that's part of practicality for us. I'm going to step not so much forward. I'm going to step sides or 45. I want to take a step, just that motion. I don't want you moving forward towards the screen. I want you to move sideways. Okay? And then the other one, sideways. So if this attack was coming straight at me here, and I'm leaving my hand there, and I'm going to step, my body is out of the way. So again, I'm going to put this hand here, and I move my body, and the hand comes by. almost completely missing me. Sometimes, depending on how long your step is, it'll miss you more. So let's go back to the high block now. That's the stepping motion. If you don't get it, go back and watch it again. Not a problem. The biggest things I learned when I was sparring is if you're not there, you don't get hit. It's a very simple concept, but it's hard to understand. It's understanding distance and angles. If you can apply those distance and angles, you avoid getting hit, punched, kicked. It's simple, but it's hard. And that's where it gets complex. So the best way to decide to do that later on is when you're sparring, learning how to adjust distance, understanding how far that person can kick or how far that person punches. What is that same range? When he's in tight, what's he gonna do? Elbows and knees, most likely. Very few people punch when they're super tight like this. If they do, you'll laugh about it later. So let's go back to high block. There's my high block. Okay, I'm doing it to the 45-degree angle or sideways. High block. And you're gonna say, well, what's that gonna do? Well, this is what we're doing with it. We're showing you how to apply it. Now, if I had a sword, I would need to have both hands on the sword. So there you go. Okay? Or that motion. See that motion? Okay? And then the other side, same thing. Showing you how to do that high block. Watch, you bring the hand, I'm gonna get over here a little more. Hand up, watch. Remove the other hand from the sword. High block. Sword. Okay, now I'm going to use a sword instead of a lightsaber, just because it makes it a little bit more sense here. So, they're coming at me striking straight down like this, which I will show you where that comes from too, in our karate techniques, okay? So high block, I'm stepping, what? Sideways or 45, there it is. So that blade's cutting straight down, okay? Now, someone says, well, they'll follow you. You can see a straight cut. If a person goes up like this, you are going to probably 99% of the time cut straight down. It's how it's taught in sword. Kendo. Okay, when I went to Japan, I've been there twice. First time we went, we did 45 minutes of this. Across the football field. Like a giant field, wasn't a football field. And I said, are we going to learn anything else? Oh, good. Switch legs. So we did it with the other leg for 45 minutes. I looked over at the guy and he goes, good, let's do it again. About 4 hours later, that was our technique. Based on repetition over and over and over until it felt natural. So we spent almost 4 hours doing crazy one move. So back to the neck technique. Here, up. Now, other side, watch. Okay, if I move my hand out, get that sword out of there. There it is. See that? If I take that sword off, it's a high block. So there you go. Watch. Nice. Other side. Now, remember, if you don't have your sword, that's okay. You could just use your imagination, or, heck, we all got a magazine floating around, especially how boring life's been lately. You can't go too far, and you don't get to do too much, so grab a magazine. That's my sword. Okay? Yeah, that's my sword. All right, so practice that. Come back and watch it if you get stuck. Next one, I just showed you this downward strike. Some of you are in Boy Scouts. If you've never been a Boy Scout, you might have been out camping, want to chop some wood. Using an axe, you're chopping down. That move in karate, Heisu Shuto Uchi, downward knife hand strike. It doesn't go past the belt level. If you see, it stops right there. Up and down, okay? That motion, up, down. Could you do it one-handed with a sword? Yes. A lot of times they keep 2 hands on the sword to make it stronger. Okay, that motion. So let's practice that. Heisu Shuto Uchi. Up, down, up. Again, if you had an axe, boom, splitting wood. The reason I can say Boy Scouts, I was a Boy Scout. Don't make fun of me, but I was a Boy Scout. And I chopped a lot of wood when I did something wrong. It was one of our punishments. They taught us to behave better that way. So, just to let you know, everything has a meaning for it, okay? So that motion. Okay, notice the hand is not lower than the belt. No reason to go lower than the belt. Grabbing the sword, or your lightsaber, depending who you are out there. There it is, up, down. If you see from side, I'm not going, the sword is not going lower than my belt. You cannot cut all the way through completely. It's a shortcut. Not a shortcut that way, it's just a short-cutting motion. Big up high, level, if you see level, coming down. A lot of this cut is done with your wrist. That motion of this. Okay, that's what's important. When you do this for 4 hours, you get a good feel for it. This is just a practice sword. The ones we used over there weighed about 5 times this, and it was wood. I think they find the heaviest thing. I'm surprised they give us a piece of metal to swing. And just swing this giant rod of steel or something for hours. When you got it done, your wrists the next day were tweaking. You're like, wow, you couldn't hold on to anything hardly. You're free to pick up anything. But I learned a lot from it, which was really cool. So, there's our next technique. Boom. Okay? Now, let's go back to another basic move. Let's go back to a down block. Giranbere uki. Now, this has a self-defense movement to it, and it also has a samurai sword action, or a sword cut. Okay? So, or lightsabers, whatever you want to call them today, because it's May the 4th. Oh, by the way, if you want to see something cool, these are sweet, man. These are impact lightsabers. I'm not trying to endorse anybody, but they sell these bad boys on Glow Weapons. Great time if other instructors are out there checking this out. These don't feel great when they hit, but you can hit them together and they light up, and well worth a great money maker down the road for you guys. And have a lot of fun with it, okay? So, down block. Down block. I'm doing it slow so you can see it. Anybody in the school who's orange belt or above knows this move from all the katas they do. And we do them as drills. So make sure you get those movements in, all right? Now, here we go, watch. There's the sword. Sword. Sword, okay? Or lightsaber for you Star Wars fans, okay? So this week is basics and self-defense. Watch again. Up, cut across. Up, cut across, okay? Up, cut across. Up, cut across. You can go forward, you can go back. Just don't hit your TV while you're doing this if you do happen to have a training sword. So again, up, cut across. Now watch. Now move that sword out of the way. That's what I was holding. Move that hand back. Where's the fist? It's the same move. The same move. The only difference is you have the weapon in your hand. Remember, the word karate is generic, and what it means is empty hands. So you're training all your techniques. Later on, you add weapons in your training. A weapon is an extension of your body. And that's what makes it really cool, because the stuff you do, even punches, there's samurai sword movements with it. There's longbow movements with it. Side movements, tonfa. Any weapon that you teach, there's probably a punch in there of some sort to make it all work. So let's have some fun with that. So that's all I wanted to cover, just to let you know some of the basic movements from katas can be applied in self-defense, which I showed you earlier, that one from the high block. And then they also can be used for katana, okay, or, you know, lightsaber for you Star Wars fans, especially if Matt's watching. I know you're probably watching. I know you're a big Star Wars fan too. So, next thing we're gonna do is some self-defense. How can we do self-defense with no partner? That's like doing a kata. Someone says, well, kata's stupid. Well, do you like judo? They do kata and judo. They do sequence of movements for self-defense, and that's what they teach. That's part of what their requirements are. They have kata. And all it is an organized order of offensive and defensive movements or expression, form, or technique, and imaginary fight related to self-defense. That's kata. That's what it is. Okay? Go and hit kata judo, and you'll see it pop up. You know, if you want to know, it's there. When you're practicing sequences and other things, it's a kata. So self-defense is part of kata. So let's start with a really simple one. Person comes up to you and grabs you around the throat just like that. So they're coming at you like this. I'm trying to do it and watch myself here. There you go. They're choking you like this. Instinctively, if somebody was to choke you, you would feel pain. They're not going to choke you gently. So imagine if you touch something hot. You would probably let go of it, and then you grab your hand where the pain was, then you realize that was stupid because it hurt. You react to wherever that motion comes from. And that's important to understand. So if somebody's choking me, my instinctive motion, obviously I've been doing martial arts for tons of years, and I have different built-in things, but again, I teach some of the stuff that makes sense for self-defense. If somebody's choking you, both hands, you're gonna grab those hands. You're just gonna grab them. Why? Because that's what you're gonna do naturally. Part of our self-defense system, I want to give kudos out there. Some of our self-defense is Goshin Jitsu. Some of our self-defense comes from Jiu-Jitsu, Sambo, Krav Maga, and Aiki-Jitsu. So we teach a lot of self-defense and apply it. And if it works for us, we use it and pass it on to everyone. So this particular move, I'm going to give kudos to Krav Maga on this move. I learned it from Krav Maga years and years ago, and I thought it was a great little move. Somebody chokes you, how does his hands go? Grab up here, pull off, knee, elbow, okay? You could do a different elbow. I just did an upward elbow. You could do a downward elbow. You could do a punch. You could do a palm heel, up to you. If you've ever punched anything in life, you're gonna find out these things break extremely easy. I broke my knuckles several times on people's heads, training. I've broken lots of boards and caused major damage on it. If you can do a palm heel strike, man, it's so much safer on your hand and you get a great impact. Let's go back to the early 90s. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu came out of nowhere, just to let everybody know. I mean, thank Hoist for that. He did an awesome job. Of course, his brothers bring it here too, but he did an awesome job showing why you need to grapple. Well, let's get off that now for a second. But what he did was he was on top of people and he really wasn't punching. He was doing palm heel strikes. He knew if he broke his hand, he couldn't grapple as well. He couldn't strike anymore. So palm heels are great for self-defense. We neglect that so much, and that's the move you really want to use. It's so strong. But we think we're going to punch and we hit harder. It was bred into us as little kids that, all right, how do you fight? How do you fight with hands like this? Because of boxing. And boxing has great attributes that we've actually applied to martial arts too. But there's a time. If you see people fighting at MMA fights, just to let you know, I've had many of my guys train at MMA and compete. We wrap the hands extremely tight and pat them, fill in all these gaps. And the reason for that is this breaks. There's fighters, all of a sudden you see them punching, they're boom, 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 then all of a sudden they're not punching with that hand anymore. They probably broke their hand. It's easy to break, and they got padding, gloves on, and they got their hands wrapped for that. It's easy to do. But if they would have palm heel, they probably wouldn't have done that. The problem is with the palm heel in MMA, they're worried about you eye gouging somebody. Streetwise, that's a total accident, and that's a great thing to do sometimes. A nice palm heel strike, and streetwise. For self-defense, you got 5 accidentals. They can't see, they can't fight. You can run, get away, or counterattack, whatever you need to do, okay? So, let's go back to a self-defense again. So 1, 2, 3, good, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, nice. All right, next one real quick. I'm running out of time, it goes fast when I get gabbing. Person takes you and shoves you against the wall. So I'm against the wall right here, okay? Their hands are holding you against the wall, like they're gonna rob you from behind or just shove you forward. You're gonna take your arm, reach up like you're asking for help, spin around, squeeze these arms like a headlock. Palm to the nose, knee to the groin. As you see, some self-defense, we actually do palm heel strikes on purpose because we want your hand to survive. So they just shove me against the wall like this, and I'm pushed against the wall. I'm trying to do it on the edge of your screen a little bit. Turn around, and I say turn around. All you're doing is rotating your feet. And this hand comes up like you're almost doing a backstroke. Spin around, grab. And then you can move. Your feet aren't planted to the ground. Just palm and knee. Now, someone says, well, why are you doing the palm first? You don't have to. You can do the knee first. I use the application of what are they doing. Just like in grappling, when I grapple somebody, I base on what they give me is what I do. I don't force what I want. I let them tell me what to do, how they move their body and all that stuff. I want to do that. I want to harmonize with their motion, accept what they do. So if I'm here and I'm pulling that arm around and I grab this arm and my opponent starts moving backwards, it's going to be funny to try to keep up and do a palm heel. So as I'm here holding this, they start moving, I step. And I let the knee go first, then the palm heel. They asked me to use my knee. And that was like a stepping motion. That's one of those forward knee steps and thrusting out. Okay? So these things are important to remember. All this basics work. So this gives you an idea. Kind of a lot of talking tonight. I apologize. Hopefully it didn't drive you too crazy. I'm glad to see everybody out there watching. And if you didn't get a chance to watch it, you can go back and watch it later. So very important. So may the 4th be with you. Have fun with this, people. and keep it exciting because hopefully we'll be back in the dojo. Miss everybody. Hope to see you guys in the future. All right, chi. Great. Ja mata, which means see you later. Not sayonara. Sayonara means goodbye forever. Bye, everyone.